Welcome, seekers of history. Today we expose the dark secrets of a legendary king. He was granted unmatched divine wisdom, yet he fell as the most foolish man in the ancient world. He built a glorious temple for God, but ended up bowing down to terrifying pagan idols. This is the shocking tale of King Solomon, where immense wealth and dark desire led to total ruin. How did the wisest mind in human history fall into such deep darkness? Let us find out right now. The year is 970 BC. The Grand Kingdom of Israel rests in deep peace. Young Solomon has just taken the heavy throne, facing a massive nation left by his great sire. The new king journeys to the high place at Gibeon, offering 1,000 sacrifices to God. In the deep silence of the holy night, the mighty creator of the world appears in a dream. A booming voice echoes through the dark mist, asking the young ruler, "What shall I give to you today?" Most kings would beg for long life, massive gold treasures, or the ruin of their fierce and bitter enemies. But Solomon bows down in deep humility, admitting he is but a child leading a crowd. He asks only for a wise heart to judge the crowd, clearly knowing the difference between good and bad. The Lord is deeply pleased by this humble request. He grants a pure gift that will shock the whole wide world. Because you did not ask for selfish, vain glory, I will make you the wisest man to walk the earth. No one before you has matched your pure, brilliant mind, and no one after you will ever be the same. But the divine promise does not stop only there. God gives him what he did not even dare to ask. I will also give you unmatched wealth and great honor, making you the greatest king of your lifetime. If you walk in my ancient ways and keep my laws, I will surely multiply your days on the throne. Solomon awakes from the sacred vision now. The heavy weight of divine destiny rests on him. He travels to the holy city right away, offering rich sacrifices before the sacred ark. He prepares a massive feast for his loyal men, celebrating the bright dawn of a new golden age. The young ruler starts his glorious reign with pure truth, deeply devoted to the God of his fathers. His vast knowledge covers every single thing, from tall cedar trees to small plants on the stone wall. He speaks 3,000 wise proverbs in his royal court and writes over 1,000 beautiful songs. Word of his incredible, pure intellect starts to spread rapidly across the hot, burning sands. Kings and nobles from distant foreign nations send their very best men just to hear the monarch speak. Yet the true test of this divine wisdom will soon arrive at the steps of his mighty royal throne. A dark and twisted conflict is brought to the court, a dreadful case that seems completely hard to solve. Two desperate women, living in the same small house, approach the king with a horrifying tale. Both are destitute women, standing in the court, trembling aloud in absolute bitter fear. In the middle of the cold marble floor lies a tiny, living baby, center of a dispute. The whole royal court holds its breath in pure silence, wondering how the king will uncover the truth. No witnesses exist to the dark events of night, only the word of one mother against the next. The stage is set for a dramatic revelation. Will divine wisdom shine, or will it fail the test? The first woman points her trembling finger at her, claiming her child was stolen in the dead of night. She cries out, stating the other woman crushed her own small baby while sleeping in the dark, heavy bed. Then, the wicked mother swapped the dead infant for the living one, while she was fast asleep.
Do not let them take my child.
The second woman angrily screams back at her, denying the dark blame with absolute fury. "No, the living one is my son, and the dead is yours." Their bitter shouting echoes through the mighty hall. The king sits silently on his massive gold throne, his sharp eyes staring down at the two angry souls. He listens carefully to the chaotic screams, looking past their words to see the hidden, dark truth. The royal guards stand frozen in place at the doors, gripping their bronze shields, waiting for the final word. Solomon slowly raises his bright golden wand. The grand hall falls into a deadly, cold silence. "Bring me a sharp sword," the mighty king firmly commands. The bizarre order shocks the entire royal room. A heavily armored guard quickly steps forward, drawing a bronze blade that catches the morning sun. The king looks directly at the helpless infant and delivers a judgment that stops every heart. "Cut the living child in two," he calmly declares, "and give half to one woman and half to the next." A collective gasp rips through the tense royal court. Has the wise king suddenly gone completely mad? The soldier raises his heavy sword into the air, prepared to slice the innocent child right apart. In that terrifying fraction of a second, the true power of human nature comes to light. The real mother falls onto the cold marble floor, her soul tearing apart at the sight of the blade. "Please, my lord, give her the living baby today. Spare his tiny life." She screams out in pure despair. She is fully willing to lose her precious child, just to ensure that his fragile life is spared now. But the fake mother stands completely rigid there, her eyes cold and her heart poisoned by jealousy. "Neither I nor you shall have him. Cut him in two." She spits out the cruel words with a twisted smile. The trap is sprung. His brilliant psychological test has flawlessly exposed the hidden reality. Solomon immediately raises his hand, halting the deadly swing of the heavy bronze blade. "Give the living baby to the first woman now. She is his true mother," the wise king firmly states. The weeping woman pulls her baby to her chest, thanking the wise king through her heavy, joyful tears. The fake mother is dragged away in deep disgrace, her wicked lies completely shattered by the truth. The news of this brilliant and chilling verdict now spreads like absolute wildfire across the realm. All of Israel hears of the mighty judgment, and a profound sense of awe washes over the realm.
Look at the light.
They clearly see that the pure wisdom of great God is living in him, guiding him to true justice. This defining moment cements his agency, raising his royal name above all other kings. With his power fully secured in the nation, he begins to build an unstoppable armed force. He reorganizes his massive military, building strong, fortified cities upon the flat plains. Thousands of elite horses are imported now, creating a terrifying cavalry force. He controls the most critical trade routes of the world, taxing every merchant that crosses his land. Endless streams of heavy gold and exotic spice flow directly into the royal vault treasuries. The streets of Jerusalem are awash with great wealth. Silver is as common as ordinary stones. The nation enjoys a rare era of deep peace. Every man sits safely under his fig tree. But the highest ambition of his glorious life still lies ahead, a gigantic dream from his sire. He must build a permanent house for the mighty Lord, a grand temple to hold the sacred ancient ark. It will be the most spectacular wonder that the ancient world has ever seen in history. The year is 966 BC. The grand construction of the Holy Temple begins. Solomon forms a powerful pact with King Harem, master of advanced ancient building techniques. Harem sends his best craftsmen and endless huge rafts of precious cedar wood straight from Lebanon's shores. 150,000 laborers are drafted into a massive and grueling workforce. They carve giant, perfect ashlar stones from the rock, working in extreme and blistering desert heat. A strict rule is enforced on the mountain today. No iron tools can be heard at the building site. Every stone is perfectly shaped miles away, fitting together in complete and pure silence. The internal walls are covered with cedar boards, completely hiding the cold and dark rock away. Master artisans carve beautiful blooming flowers, palm trees, and sacred angels into the wood. But the true staggering wealth of the empire is revealed in the final layer of bright decor. Pure blinding gold is hammered into very thin sheets, carefully laid over every single inch. The floors, the walls, and the massive, thick wooden doors are completely sealed in a glowing golden shell. Deep inside the structure lies the Holy of Holies, a perfect dark cube built to hold divine grace. Two giant olive wood beings, 15 feet tall and covered in solid gold, guard the sacred room. Outside, a master smith casts a massive bronze bowl, resting on the backs of 12 giant metal bulls. After 7 exhausting years of relentless work, the mighty architectural wonder is complete. Solomon gathers the elders of Israel for the most important ceremony in their lives. The priests carefully carry the ancient sacred ark, stepping slowly into the dark, golden sanctum. As they place the sacred chest beneath the giant wings, a frightening event suddenly takes place. A thick cloud of holy smoke drops from the high sky, completely filling the entire glowing temple. God's heavy glory is so powerful that the frightened priests cannot even stand up to minister. The king raises his hands toward the dark, thick cloud, dedicating the grand house to Israel's God. Fierce fire flashes down from the open sky, consuming the burnt offerings on the bronze altar. The nation falls face down on the hard paving stone, worshiping the Lord in total terror and deep joy. This is the absolute peak of Israel's age, a rare time of unmatched wealth, pure peace, and great favor. But the stories of this staggering golden realm soon reach the deepest corners of the wide earth. A mighty queen from the ancient land of Sheba travels across the burning hot desert sands. She brings a massive caravan of heavy camels loaded with pure gold and precious sweet spices. This exotic ruler has come to fiercely test his legendary mind with very hard questions. She stands before the mighty and glorious throne, throwing every dark riddle at his great mind. Solomon calmly answers all her deep mysteries, leaving nothing hidden away from her sight. She looks closely at the palace, the food on his table, and the pure shining gold cups of his servants. When she sees the magnificent stairway leading up to the Holy Temple, she loses her breath. "I did not believe the wild rumors," she softly whispers, "but they did not even tell me the half. Your immense wisdom and incredible wealth far exceed every single story I have heard." She praises the God of Israel for placing such a righteous and brilliant king on the throne. The wealthy queen gives him 120 heavy talents of solid and shining pure gold. No one has ever brought such a massive amount of rare spices into the holy city. He gives the mighty queen everything she desires before she travels back to her far distant home. The mighty king's massive wealth continues to grow to a terrifying, unseen global scale. Every single year, he receives 666 heavy talents of solid, pure gold. He makes 200 massive shields of beaten gold, hanging them proudly in the grand royal halls now. His drinking cups are all made of solid gold, for silver is considered truly worthless now. A great fleet of trading ships brings tons of ivory, silver, exotic apes, and peacocks safely home. He is greater in absolute riches and deep wisdom than all the other kings of the whole earth. Yet, hidden deep beneath this blinding golden surface lies a very dark and deadly hidden trap. To secure absolute peace with dangerous neighbor lands, he makes many political marriage pacts. Solomon takes 700 royal wives now, and 300 concubines into his bed. These beautiful foreign princesses come from Egypt, Moab, Ammon, and the dark land of Edom. But they do not worship the God of Israel. They bring their terrifying ancient pagan gods. As the king grows old, his sharp mind begins to blur under the heavy, deadly weight of dark lust. The pagan women slowly whisper into his ear, twisting his royal heart away from the Lord. The wisest man on the planet commits the most foolish and unforgivable ancient sin. He builds dark high places on hills facing Jerusalem for the demonic ancient pagan gods. He bows down to the terrifying idol Chemosh, the dark and cruel ancient god of Moab. He burns foul incense to Molech, the horrible god that demands a deadly human sacrifice. The holy mountain of the Lord is deeply stained by the horrific smell of dark pagan smoke. God is fiercely angry with the fallen mighty king, for his heart has turned completely far away. Because you have broken my holy covenant, the Lord declares, I will tear the kingdom away. I will give the torn nation to your own servant now, shattering the great legacy you have built. But for the sake of your father, David, I will not do this terrible thing in your own life. I will tear it right out of the cruel hands of your arrogant son when he takes the royal throne. God raises up fierce political enemies to trouble the king in his final, painful years. The massive empire begins to slowly crack now under the heavy weight of his terrible sins. Deep inside the dark royal palace, Prince Rehoboam watches from the cold, bitter shadows. The young royal heir is filled with dangerous arrogance, lacking his father's pure and mighty great mind. The people of Israel are groaning under the heavy taxes used to fund these massive dreams. A dangerous storm of massive rebellion is brewing beneath the shiny golden surface. Solomon finally closes his weary, blind eyes, dying after 40 years of complex rule. The mighty golden age of Israel dies with him, buried under his own dark, regal pride. He is buried in the ancient city of his sire, leaving a fragile and divided land. The tragic consequences of his fatal mistakes will explode into a devastating war. Solomon left a great legacy, but his dark sins permanently destroyed a mighty nation. Was his extreme wisdom a true blessing, or did vast wealth become his deadly curse? Tell us below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more.